Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Spear. I'm Lindsay Boyd.
And I'm Taylor Lupetti. On today's show, we'll look at how the Spartans fared against the Longhorns. Both soccer teams were home and looking to bounce back from last week's losses.
Find out what one of San Jose State's water polo players has in common with Marshawn Lynch, and what one of SJSU's punters' proudest moment as a Spartan is. This week was a tough break for the Spartans football team. Here's George Damos with the breakdown of the match.
Heading into Sunday's game, the Spartans knew they had a tough match ahead of them as they took on the Texas Longhorns. With a predicted spread of 24 points, the Spartans were looking to prove the naysayers wrong. As the game began, it looked as though the Spartans were going to keep the Texas powerhouse contained. Our defensive line came out looking strong, making big stops in the backfield. Having secured the ground game, our secondaries were showing they could lock down the air attack as well, coming up with a nice couple of tipped balls throughout the matchup. The Spartan defense soon realized the Longhorns' ground game wasn't made up of just the running backs. The Longhorns quarterbacks also rushed for a handful of touchdowns on the day. Unfortunately, as the game continued, both the Spartan offense and defense encountered a fierce matchup. Although we had a couple of good plays, ultimately, the downfall came from missed opportunities on both sides of the ball. Even in the face of mounting pressure, the Spartans refused to give up. As the game pressed on, the Spartans found themselves fighting an uphill battle. The Longhorns' defense proved to be formidable and unrelenting. With the points and pressure mounting up against them, the Spartan offense began to miss key momentum-shifting plays. Even with a lack of success from our offense, our boys in blue consistently showed what it means to be Spartan strong, as we kept trying to bombard the Texas defense with different looks and plays. Unlucky for us, missed opportunities such as this one are the tale of the day. With a lack of conversions through the air and on the ground, our defense consistently tried to step up and make the big plays, but unfortunately, they came up empty-handed. What started out as a day for us to show what we were capable of against one of the strongest teams we were going to play all season ended up as a tragic day for Spartan football. We came out bursting with energy, but failed to gain any real momentum against the Longhorns. We were unable to get an effective running or passing game going, and when it came time for us to plant our feet and be a brick wall, we just toppled over. Even though this game showed there is room for improvement, one thing that doesn't need improving is the amount of heart the Spartans played with. With the final score set at 56-0, this is going to be a real eye-opener for the Spartans. With the upcoming game against Utah this weekend, a question has been raised. Can the Spartans show they are forced to be reckoned with, or will they receive another devastating defeat?
The women's soccer team took on Cal Poly looking to bounce back from last week's loss. Muhammad Bafaki has more.
San Jose State's women's soccer team broke its huddle in hopes of breaking a two-game losing streak as they welcomed Cal Poly on Friday. The Spartans were on the attack early as Gabriela Hurtado's shot 12 minutes into the game goes wide. With 8 total shots in the first half, Sabrina Miller accounted for the team's next 2 as the first one goes over the net. Shortly after, Miller had another chance set up by a beautiful backward header from teammate Dorothy Didi Hopius that was gathered by Mustang goalie Sophia Brown. On the Spartans' lone corner kick of the game, heading into the 20th minute, Darielle Franklin's shot gets deflected by a Mustangs defender before falling into the hands of the goalie. Didi later found a seam in Cal Poly's defense, but her only shot of the afternoon went wide as she holds her head high in frustration. And after allowing 7 goals in 2 games since replacing Anna Calero, Paige Simoneau denied any and every ball coming her way, with the Mustangs making a Butin a victim to 2 of them. With multiple San Jose State defenders recovering, Simoneau took it upon herself to leave the goalie box and disrupt Ashley Kirchick, a San Jose native, from a goal-scoring opportunity. Still scoreless 5 minutes into the second half, freshman Gabriela Hurtado notched her first career goal as a Spartan as she huddles around her teammates and celebrates, and then follows it with a nice big smile there. I mean, look at that smile. She is absolutely elated that she just scored her first career goal. San Jose State almost found the back of the net again with a nice cross by Hopius, but Jennifer Orozco couldn't track the ball down with an empty net in front of her. Down 1-0, the Mustangs couldn't find an answer after a long cross from Chelsea Berry 20 yards out met Simoneau's glove. Minutes later, a free kick near midfield for the Spartans turned scary as San Jose State's Kristen Maricqua collided with Cal Poly's Emily Hansen and Lexi Marietti. Maricqua and Marietti would stay down for a bit before getting up. San Jose State had 11 shots, 2 on goal, and 1 was enough from Hurtado as the Spartans shut out the Mustangs 1-0 Friday afternoon at the Spartan Soccer Complex.
Jeremy Romero stepped up big in the Spartans' last win against the Gales. Melanie Pedra has more.
The San Jose State Spartans were looking to get back into the win column in their match against the St. Mary's Gales Thursday afternoon at 4. Jeremy Romero got a through ball and rushed the net, but couldn't get a shot off. Max Allen corner kicks the ball, which was headed by a St. Mary's player. Romero, once again, has possession of the ball and forces out a St. Mary's defender with some fancy footwork. He later scores the first goal of the game in the 36th minute. The team rushes to him in celebration. Alex Cluis saves the shot on goal by a St. Mary's player, and Romero scores his second goal and final goal of the game in the second half. The Spartans win the game 2-0, leaving them at 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties so far this season.
Ben Housechild took a break from the pool and talked with Ryan Carlson.
All right, we're here with San Jose State men's water polo star, Ben Housechild. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great, thanks. Thanks for doing this. All right, let's see. We're gonna get to know you a little better here.
All right.
So what do you enjoy the most about being on the water polo team, being with the boys, traveling with them, and all that experience?
All right, it's got to be hanging out with the team. We're a really tight team. We get along really well, and just every day in practice, having a good time, sharing it with all the guys that I like. But yeah.
Definitely. Do
Yes.
you have a pre-game ritual?
Oh yeah, pre-game ritual, Skittles before every game.
Skittles before every game.
Skittles before every game.
Marshawn Lynch, actually.
Oh yeah, that's where I got it from. Huge Seahawks fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Who's more likely to make a Sports Center top 10 play on your team?
Top 10 play, I'd say probably Bendigoos. Bendigoos has some tricks up his sleeve for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tricky player?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Do you have a pro athlete or role model you look up to? I noticed Marshawn Lynch, but is there anyone?
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch for sure. Huge soccer fan. Manchester United, Ibrahimovic. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I like to play a lot like him as a water polo player.
Awesome.
Just similar personalities.
Sweet. And then what drew you to the sport of water polo? How did you start playing, and what did you find so interesting and fun about the sport?
Yeah, as I started playing, I was about 12 years old, I think, and I had a lot of good friends that played. They convinced me to play, and my sister was actually the first one who started playing in the family.
Oh,
we
wow.
got all 3 of us. My older brother, younger sister, she started playing, then we kind of caught on and became a thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. San Jose Spartan sophomore Ben Housechild, water polo team. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Ernie Gonzalez caught up with San Jose State punter Michael Carrizosa and talked about what has been his biggest inspiration throughout his Spartan career.
Martin lets it roll, and it's going to dribble all the way inside the 10. Michael Carrizosa, the Ray Guy finalist, gets off another solid boot.
My biggest game and proudest moment is Spartan. This one's easy for sure. We went to the Cure Bowl in 2015. The Cure Bowl was the first Cure Bowl in I guess what is the inaugurate bowl. So it was the first time they ever had the Cure Bowl. That was the season my mom had been undergoing chemotherapy and was doing all those things. Yet she traveled to every single game, and that was the last game she saw me play in. We took the dub, so right after we won, I went up and I got to go in the stands and hug my mom for one last time right after the game, and that's probably the biggest memory as a Spartan, for sure.
Carrizosa's last punt was 68. This one bobbled inside the 5. Martin gets back on top of it. But Carrizosa does it again. 68 yards, and now he pins him back.
I got a lot of inspiration in my life, but I definitely would say number one right now is my mom. Recently passed away last year of cancer. She had a 14-month battle with cancer. She's never missed a game in my life. You know, she was there for me every step of the way. Whatever I needed to get done in high school, whatever I needed to do, you know, she was there taking me to practice, taking me to do all these things. So she's definitely my biggest inspiration. She's the strongest woman I know. So whatever she went through, you know, I wanna, you know, make up for it and make her proud and do what I can to help my family out. There's a lot of promises I made to her, but you know, she just wants me to be happy and be myself and do what I can to, you know, keep myself successful and others around me as well. But I mean, one thing I know that we did share, you know, we went to the College Football Awards show back in 2015, and she was sitting there next to me. You know, I didn't win or anything, but you know, the thing was, you know, I saw her emotions and what it meant for her to be in that spot. So I want to go back there and do that. And of course, you know, as well as the season goes, everything should work out. So at an early age, I started around 5th grade. My dad, grandpa, great-grandpa, they all played football, so football's definitely been in my family. My great-grandpa punted at Cal, and then my dad played offensive line and defensive line at San Francisco State. So I got into football at an early age. You know, I was brought up with it and everything. So once I was old enough to play, I went out and played. I didn't think it would bring me this far in life, but definitely grateful for that. That whole thing, that's awesome and everything, but I mean the whole experience I've had here at San Jose State is, you know, outweighs that stuff. Like just being able to overcome being a walk-on and being able to be here for 4 years and grow as a person and to be able to play in front of my family and friends back home, that outweighs more than anything, but like stats, everything else. I mean, all that stuff will take care of itself, but I'm more proud of being able to represent my family and myself and my city back home and everything. So.
Next up, we have our new weekly segment, Rapid Fire Questions with Spartan Athletes. First up, Sabrina Miller and Kristen Ameriqua from the women's soccer team.
I went to Maui and I went to Kauai and I did a lot of, tropical activities.
The most exciting part was becoming an auntie. So my sister had her first kid, a boy named Killian.
I pray a lot and then I get hyped. That's pretty much it.
I like to have a nice big meal and I like to also get hyped.
Abby Wambach.
Oh,
You got nothing on mine.
That's a good one. Yeah, it was Abby Wambach, Carly was.
Probably Kristen.
Kristen, if you're the funniest player on the team according to Sabrina, who's the funniest player on the team for you?
Kristen. All right, Sabrina.
That's a good one. Darian's Insta is pretty cute. Aaliyah has some pretty good captions. Yeah.
Jenna, she got some good captions.
That's all we have for today's show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Spirit SJSU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And check out our website at thespiritSJSU.com. We'll see you next week.